with the music I've been making since I've gone indie, I know that I'm making my best shit to a point to where it's like, if you don't like it, that just means my music isn't for you, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that'll tell you Michael Jackson doesn't make good music, so how am I above?
No, facts.
How am I above critique?
Facts.
Because music is subjective. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's artists that are fucking incredible to other people that I genuinely do not like their music. So how am I above critiquing that way? You get what I'm saying? But if I know that I'm making the best product I can make, and I'm so confident in like the art, the way it's presented, to the art cover, to the intentionality behind it, to the videos, I know how good it is. If you tell me you don't like it, it just literally means that you
are not my demographic.
You're not the people that I'm trying to reach. You get what I'm saying? Like,
hey everybody, what's up? This is Ashley from the Cool Ass Black Woman Podcast, and I am so glad you're here. We're back for the sub season. This is my first interview out. What's up, Reason?
What's up? What's the deal?
Man, just thank you so much for taking time to listen to the last season and really dive into what it means for success, healing, and growth. Like, chatting it up with Nina Parker, chatting it up with Fuzzy, chatting it up with Chuck Dizzle, chatting it up with Gina, chatting it up with everybody. They really help lay the foundation for real on what it's like through our lens and in different industries. Yeah. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here in our building block era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are good. That's good company too. Like all of those people that you just named. Those are really, really dope. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was not easy. It was definitely hard to get that lineup.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it, because not only did it show me a lot about myself, it showed me that people don't really interview the right people at the right time and ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Right? We could talk about love and hip hop all we want and how so-and-so did the reunion.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's like, I don't care about that. I want to know, like, how did you really just leave TMZ like that?
Yeah,
and then how did you pick up the E?
And what the conversation is about, and like what that even looked like on a day-to-day like space.
Man.
Exactly, yeah.
Man. So with all that said, introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are.
Reason, I'm from Carson, California. I'm a hip-hop artist, rap artist, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I'm more like of an author in that space because I do a lot of storytelling, and like I feel like it's kind of simple. I'm more in depth in the music, but yeah.
So we just kind of had a conversation about like where we both came from, and first of all, I'm gonna say it again. Thank God you're not weird like the Carson people are. But I'm going to chill out because of some grace that did come out of Carson, you know. Yeah. I was supposed to go to Carson High, but that's neither here nor there. But I appreciate you taking time to come and sit with me.
Yeah.
We met randomly at an event, and sometimes you just don't know why God is putting you in a position to go and be at an event like that. And our connection just seemed so genuine and so authentic. And once I walked away from our conversation, I was able to call my big sister, like, hey, like, this is who I ran into. She was like, yo, like.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Shout out to Nichelle. Like, talked to her about you, and she was like, oh, that's a great interview. So I was so thankful to know, like, you were wanting, first, that you were hella cool, but two, that you were willing to do this podcast and, just in this new space you're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also, like you said, like, you had great energy in person, but then also, like, looking at your platform and how clean everything is. I'm all about, like, people taking themselves seriously.
Yes.
And so when I can tell that people take themselves seriously, then I'm on board. You know what I mean? I always tell people, like, it's not about, for me, like, oh, like, what is this gonna be, or what is this look gonna? It's like, I just like building with dope creatives. And so if you approach me and you have 1 million followers, but your platform looks like you don't take yourself seriously, I'm not really fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, vice versa and whatnot. And your energy was dope, and I could tell that you care about, the space that you're building and whatnot. And you've done a lot of dope shit. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, no, like, I really do care. Like, I'm really one of those LA girls for real. And I want to see my people win. Like, before, like how I was telling you, I started Block Party LA, and you were like, yeah, that was my first music.
It was literally my first. That's so crazy. Like, when I literally first started rapping, I came home from college, and then I was like, okay, I want to do this for real. And then I forgot who invited me to Block Party LA, but that was the first, like, event that I went to where, like, I wasn't a, like, consumer. Like, I was able to go backstage and meet people and stuff like that and talk, and I'm watching people perform on the stage, and that was my first, like, experience of even seeing it. Like, to a point to where I've been to thousands of shows, but like I still remember that. Like as soon as you brought it
That's
up, I'm like,
crazy.
oh, I know exactly what because I remember going to that. That was my first experience of even seeing people on stage perform and seeing how it works, and me understanding like, okay, as an artist, you know, this is what your sets look like, this is what the DJ is doing. Because when you seeing it from a consumer standpoint, you don't really understand what all goes into entertaining people for your 15 or 20 minutes, you know what I mean? So that's what that was, and I met a lot of dope artists that day. Yeah,
like it was, to me, I didn't really take it in from that perspective. I actually never heard it from that perspective before, because me thinking of it as an event producer, I'm just like, all right, structure time, get it done.
Yeah, make sure that everything moves.
That's it. That's it. Not from a consumer standpoint where you looking at it and you taking notes like, okay, this is what I got to do. This, you know, this, I got to have a DJ. I got to go meet these people. I got to see why they doing it. And then, if I'm not mistaken, what was that? The one that was when I blocked off the street?
Yep.
Okay, and that's when Ab-Soul did the surprise performance.
Yep, he popped out like,
and Talib Kweli was there.
Yeah, no, it was super dope, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and even seeing it from the standpoint of like, even like I said, from an artist, like while one artist is on stage, hearing, you know, people come up and be like, hey, so, you know, and we have a 5-minute changeover time, and then you got to go on because we got to stay on schedule. And just seeing all that, it's like as an artist, I never even considered, you know, those things, especially earlier on in my career. I never even considered it. So that was like a super eye-opening experience that I went to. And then I also met a bunch of people that I grew long-lasting relationships with. You know what I mean? Like Curtis King, like I've been, like it's funny when I, because I recently did his podcast, he didn't even remember meeting me there, but I remember meeting him, you get what I'm saying,
That's
from that
crazy.
spot. And then, you know, we grew a relationship later, but then that was the first time that I told him that was the first time I met him, and he was like, that's insane.
Was it when you guys were in the trailer?
We met actually like standing backstage. Like I think he either just came off stage or he was about to go on stage, and Soul was there, and I was Soul was there. I was talking to Soul because I knew Soul like kind of roughly through Carson, but not like super well at the time. And then Curtis, of course, came up. He introduced himself, and his name is Curtis. I lived down the street from Curtis Middle School.
Yeah.
And so once I heard he's from Carson, I'm like, is that why you cut? He was like, yeah. So we had like a brief conversation about that. Yeah. So that was the first time I met him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, first time I met him.
What a way to put a story together.
I know, super crazy. Super crazy, yeah.
Yeah, no, like even with that, like going into doing, you know, Block Party, one of the things for me was I needed to give independent artists that platform. Like I was just at, you know, regular music becomes so mundane, and you can only do the same bop.
Yeah, everybody's trying to fit in the same box for sure.
And one of the things that would really shine the light on that time in my life was that I saw the independent artists. Like they paved the way. Like I can't say that I don't see much of it now, but a lot of showcases happened around that time.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of like these little pop-up shows, and people were just really...
It felt like it was a community for that then that like
Yes.
doesn't really exist now as much, you get what I'm saying?
Which
But
is
like,
whack.
Yeah, well, no, it is. And honestly, it makes it harder for independent artists to kind of break through and make a way, because it's like I always tell people, like when artists ask me like for advice, I always tell them like, if you have good music, because that's the first thing you have to have. If you have good music, the biggest thing you could do is get more eyes on you. And there's no better way to get more eyes on you than if you have these like showcases or community events where people get to go on stage, and maybe only 30 people are there for you, but there's a crowd of 700, and they have to listen to you for that 15 minutes of time. You get what I'm saying? And I always tell artists how important that is. Like a lot of times when we're doing our art, we get caught up in ego. Where it's like, oh, I don't want to perform there because it ain't a big crowd or this and that. And I tell people all the time, like, if it's 40 people in the venue, that's 40 people that didn't know. Like, you need to take advantage of every single time people see you on stage. Like, if you're going to go up there, you should be putting on a show every single time.
Make it make sense.
Because you never know who's going to be the person that's in the crowd. You get what I'm saying? You literally never know who's who. So, yeah, it's important.
That's funny that you say that, because you would have never guessed that was my first time getting hired to do a hosting gig.
I definitely wouldn't have thought that. The event that we just met at?
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, I definitely.
And I said, my prayer walking into that was, I don't care if it's 5 people here or 200 people here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's whatever I got to do to get it done, I'm going to get it done. And so exactly what you're saying, like I feel the same way as this person on this side. Like, even though I'm not an artist, like no matter what I jump into, you got to know that
it's still a creative. Yeah, exactly. It's still a creative. It works the same as it's like selling a product. If you have a good brand or a good product, the best thing you could do is just get people to experience your product in some type of way. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you don't have a good product and you're selling you as a person, then that's different. You know what I mean? Like, because there are some people that do that too. Like, they don't necessarily make the best music, but they're selling themselves as a person of entertainment. You get what I'm saying? And there's artists out there that, you know, we know them more for who they are and their entertainment and what they do, you get what I'm saying, on the internet than we do the actual music.
That's a fact.
Which that's a whole different conversation.
That's a
you get what I'm saying? Like, and
fact.
so whatever the product is, you have to just get more eyes on it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things for me. I went back to school for marketing and I had to do that. And I'm gonna ask you, what did you go to school for?
I went for I wanted to be a sports agent, so I went for business management and entrepreneurship. But I also did a minor in sports management. But then I realized that I had to, at this time, because now it's different. At this time, you had to go to law school to be a sports agent. Oh, yeah. And once I knew I had to go back to school to be I was like, I can't. There's absolutely no way I'm going back and doing this shit for another 5-6 years. Like I don't have it in me. You know what I mean? So
try somebody else, not us.
Yeah, which is crazy because now you don't even have to have a degree to be a sports agent. Like LeBron and I'm forgetting Rich Paul, they kind of kicked the door into a different understanding where it's like, if you have the relationships in the player's best interest now, you know, they're kind of figuring out that, you know, agents and lawyers were kind of just like
buffers.
Literally just middlemen. You're even seeing athletes now, there's a lot of them that don't even have agents. They like, I'm going to just say that 10-15% and keep it for myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? And so if it would have been like that then, I probably wouldn't have, honestly, I probably wouldn't have did music. I probably would have kept doing the sport because I really, really wanted to be a sports agent. I just really had no passion. I'm the type of person, I can do anything at a high level if I have a passion for it. If I don't have a passion for it, it's hard for me to even bring myself to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like, so even in school, I had really good grades until I didn't care about school anymore. Then I had really bad grades. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so in subjects that I like, it could be the hardest subject ever. If I liked it, I would get an A in it. And it could be the easiest subject ever. If I didn't like it, I'm not gonna have a good grade in it. And so that was kind of like how I've always been. Yeah.
Was business one of those that you had a good grade in?
I had a good grade in it because I liked the thought of like building something. Like I liked entrepreneurship, I liked being creative, I liked marketing, you know what I mean? I liked stuff like that, so I could do really, really well in it. So yeah, that was one of the things I had a good grade in. Yeah.
So because now I'm about to dive into the music because now I really like to understand people, how the way people think and all that good stuff. I know that is what's helping you on your journey right now.
For sure.
I know for a fact. I know for a fact. Yeah. So I'm gonna take it back, right? Because knowing what you knew, coming out of college, like, all right, I'm not gonna be this person, the sports agent. I just walked into my first event and I saw what it's like to be an artist. Where do you go from there? Yeah.
Literally, I remember when I left that event, like that was the first time that I started, like I didn't even have a show lined up. I started practicing like performing. You get what I'm saying? Because I started to understand what went into fully performing, even to the point of like there was a few people at that event that performed over their own lyrics. I'm like, I don't like that. Then there was people that didn't perform over their own lyrics. I'm like, okay, I like how that sounds. I can do this, I can do that. You can mix in different things. And so I literally went into like the songs that they weren't even out yet. I didn't even have songs out yet, but the songs that I had made, I went into like kind of practicing and putting together like how would I do a performance or how would I do a show if I got booked for one. You know what I'm saying? Like I started kind of like imagining that. And that, like I said, like if I'm passionate about something, like I kind of get tunnel vision and I can't like drop it or leave it alone. You get what I'm saying? And so it started helping me like in my imagination build out what kind of performer and entertainer I wanted to be, even just past people just listening to the music. You know what I mean?
So did you have your music written before you started, practicing that performance, or was it the performance and then the music, because then you realized the words that you were writing lined up to with the performance?
I had the music recorded already, so it was like a project that I was about to drop, and I knew I wanted to have a show for it, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted that to look like because, like I said, I never did a show before, and so I wanted to, like, I had it already, recorded and whatnot. It hadn't been dropped yet, but what I did do was start going to like these kind of underground places where I could practice performing those songs. So even before those songs came out, I had a couple of like showcases and stuff that like that I went to. That was maybe like 15 people in the crowd, and like 6 of those 15 are my people. You get what I'm saying? But it was a good space to like, you know, practice and get the nerves out. Like I remember my first show, I was so nervous and like my voice was cracking. I was so nervous. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's like being able to get that out instead of just throwing yourself on stage and doing some shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and learning how to do that, because I never had no experience with like public speaking or anything like that. So those shows were like my first time being in front of large crowds outside of like sports, because I played sports. But as a sports, they're there to see the whole team. You don't feel like you're so isolated. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whereas when you walk on stage, it's just you. You know what I mean? And so you got to go. And once your performance starts, I always tell people the craziest thing about performing that people don't know until they do it, or anything, public speaking, comedian, whatever, is that once the show starts, you can't stop it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, that's what people don't really understand. It's like,
you got to keep it going. There's a difference no matter
between,
what.
Like, reporting news live and reporting news that we're going to play back. Or there's a difference between like recording something in a studio or performing it live. And so it's like, once you walk on stage and start it, you can't stop it. So if you mess up, you got to figure out how to fix it on the fly. If you see people not engaged, you got to figure out how to engage with them right away. There's been shows where like we have 7 songs lined up, but right after I do the first song, I'm like, this is this kind of crowd. So while they're cheering in between the song, I look at my DJ, I'm like, yo, we're not going to do the second one, go to the third one. Like, you have to figure that stuff out on the fly, because you don't really know what you can plan for a show, but you don't really know what you're walking into until you get there. You get what I'm saying? So and you just like, you winging it, to be honest with you.
It's just like when I do events. First of all, for real, in real life, half the shit we do is winging it. Literally, you just like figuring it out. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, like you just going with the flow and just trying to make it. And it's so crazy how you broke down the way it is as an artist and how it's parallel to like being an entrepreneur and just, you know, like, you have no choice but to stay focused and be consistent to be seen or to be heard or to, you know, all of the things. So, and within that, what really got you started on like saying like, all right, I'm done. I got to get this music out. Like, were you originally signed? Like, you know, were you bringing out 30, 40, 100 people at shows? Like, what was it that had you say, yep, this is the time?
Yeah, so literally I was in college on a basketball scholarship. I was playing basketball. And so I was supposed to, my goal at first was to go overseas and play pro. But like with a lot of things, it's funny because I later experienced this journey again in music, where whenever you like make a passion of yours a business, it becomes less enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on the company that you keep while you're doing it. And so with basketball, same thing. Like, now that it's a business, now that I'm on scholarship and I have a coach that I'm not really like fond of, but this is his business. He has to win a certain amount of games to, you know, keep his job. But we're kind of going through our tensions, and then I'm talking to my agent, and now we're trying to, I'm going to workouts, and the workouts are political because I did really good at the workout, but this guy used to play here, and so they really kind of holding the workout just to hold it, but they already knew that they was picking him. So it's like all of these political things that I don't necessarily have as much control over. Basketball became less enjoyable, and I knew I still loved it. Like, I tell people, that's my first love. Like, if I could trade everything I've done in music to play, legitimately, if I could trade everything I've done in music to play 1 year in the NBA, I would trade it.
Really?
Because that's my first love. Like, I still, to this day, love basketball even more than I love music. I love music, but I love basketball more. If I could spend my life playing basketball for money, I would. You know what I mean? And so, but it became less enjoyable because of the politics and the business and stuff like that. And so I knew I wanted to keep playing basketball, but I knew I didn't want to do it as a business. And then on top of that, the contract offers I was getting, because I didn't play for a big school, I had to start from the ground up. And I'm like, well, I could go make $35,000 a year with a job. Like, I don't need to go through these politics to, you know, because that was when my first contract was worth, was like $35,000. So I'm like, I could go do a job back home and not be in a foreign country where I don't know anybody. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I was supposed to go to Greece. But because
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But because I majored in business and entrepreneurship, I think what gave me the edge, I was only doing music for 2 years before I got signed, whereas a lot of people, you know, they're doing it for 9, 8, 10. You know, maybe they never get signed, who knows? But I think what made me different was that when I came back home, I approached it as a business and not as just like a nigga making music. You know what I'm saying? And that's what most people do is they start off as just like a nigga making music and they don't look at it from the business standpoint and stuff like that. So I came home putting money behind, like first thing I did was got a job, and then I came home putting money behind myself, understanding what marketing is, understanding like, okay, I got to put myself out there in front of people. I know my music is good, so I got to pull up to these shows and perform, and even if nobody knows me or, you know, do some of these contests and meet people. So I hit the ground running faster than a lot of other people would run. And then it's like, when I started having shows, if I wanted to open up for a certain artist, I would pay money and book that artist. And then like literally like
no way.
And then like put myself as the direct support, but nobody knew it was my show. So it's like even funny, even with Gina, like we go way back.
That's so funny.
We go way back. So like literally one of my I think it was like maybe my fourth or fifth like show, I had Gina host it. And then I booked a bigger artist. I can't even remember who the artist was, but the artist was bigger than me. I booked them the headline and had Gina host it. So now it makes it look like from a marketing standpoint, like I'm cracking enough to be the direct support for this artist. So we had like 4 artists go on, then Reason, then the big artist. So now these 4 artists, it makes me automatically look bigger than them because I went after them. And then, but of course, nobody's going to believe I'm bigger than this person because they're bigger than me, but I went on right before them. So then even that artist, now I build a relationship with them because they don't know that I'm the one footing the bill. You get what I'm saying? They think Gina put this on together and I was the one paying the bill. You know what I mean?
That's
and so,
smart.
yeah, so now that artist is like, oh, damn, Reason, who are you? Like, da-da-da. Like, you went on right before me. You had a lot of people here. And it's marketing. It's tricking the consumer into believing that. So now everybody's like, who is Reason? Like, my people are there for me. When I come out, they cheer and go crazy. So if you a random consumer that came, you get what I'm saying? You're like, okay, who the fuck is it? Why is everybody cheering? Oh, this person about to go on. Like, this person went on. Like, he got to be something. And then you
got the formula.
And I understood
That's exactly
that. I understood that at a high level.
That is, oh my gosh. You know what's so cool about that? That's exactly how I built Block Party LA.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah.
That's exactly how I built Block Party LA. And the fact that you got it.
Yeah.
And the reason why you were so able to go into music so fast and the way you were able to think like that is because you essentially hit the ground running. You knew that when you were sitting in business class, you was like, okay, how does this line up to what I'm doing? Okay, it lines up like this for business, sports management or whatever. And then he was like, hold on, I could just switch the first word to entertainment, artist.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
and that's what marketing is. Marketing is making whatever the product is look bigger so that people believe it's bigger and then they treat it as though it's bigger. You get what I'm saying?
Period.
Like, it's the same thing as like designer brands like Balenciaga, all of these designer brands, they get their shit made in China, but they make their brand look bigger than what it is so they can charge $400 for a shirt that only costs
$30.
If that to make. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, so they got the same material as this person, but they can upsell it and charge it that way. It's funny, I literally just bought a suit because I'm about to go to Preakness with my brother in Baltimore. It's like a big horse racing event.
Oh, nice.
So I went downtown. You know, suits they're like expensive, like $400, $500. I'm like, I'm not paying $500 for a suit. So I went downtown and I go into this shop and they have the tags on the suits. And the suit that I'm getting is like $350. And so I asked him, like, yo, do you have any suit that's like this, that's like maybe $200? I don't want to spend that on a suit. He was like, that suit is $70. I'm like, well, why does it have a tag on it? He was like, because we make the suits for the bigger. So when you go to like Amiri or this or this, they come to us and get their suits. So we just pre-put the tag on it. That way when they come in and buy 50 suits, they
already tagged.
They already tagged. He was like, but that's not what we're selling. Like, so that suit is worth $70. You get what I'm saying? But if you go to this place and buy it, same exact suit, because they're getting it from here and just driving it to their store and putting it. And then they're going to sell it for $450 over there. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that's what marketing is. But they're selling it for $450 because they got the sign outside and their store. They paid for the storefront to be right next to Gucci. So now that automatic, even if you never heard of their brand,
there.
You automatically think it got to be Gucci quality because it's right next, and they got the same shiny windows and that's all marketing is that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I love this. You speak my language so good. It's so good because I didn't know that walking into this conversation was gonna be like hitting home for me. And I'm really big on marketing. Marketing is my love. Like, and understanding, if you can understand the concept of business and understand the concept of marketing, you can do anything. And that's why I encourage people to go to school. Like, although people are like, I don't need school for this, I don't need school for that, but it's not about what you're doing. It's about what you're learning in the process and how to shift it to certain industries, because not everybody can do it, just like you said.
Exactly.
Perception is everything.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. It's all optics, you know what I mean? And so, you know, the one thing I haven't figured out in marketing this is why I give people a lot of credit for it, is how to sell a bad product. I don't know how to do that because I've only worked with like trying to sell something good. Like, but some people are like marketing geniuses. It's funny. I went viral for this, and people thought I was being sarcastic, and this is no offense to her whatsoever. But Saweetie had dropped the album, and it didn't do well, and I tweeted out. I said, "Yo, I really want to work with Saweetie on the writing side. Like, if she could just get the rapping and the records, like, she'd be super out of here." But people thought I was being sarcastic because the internet was killing her at the time for the album not being good or whatever. And I was being serious because I'm like, if y'all say Saweetie is as untalented as y'all say she is, for her to wake up every day and make y'all care about her the way that y'all care about, there's a talent in that. There's a talent in that. Yes. Like, there's something there that is like drawing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and you can't just say it's her looks because she's not just posting selfies,
body pictures.
You get what I'm saying? Like, when she does something, y'all give a fuck. So there's something there that she's figured out. And if she had the product, she'd be out of here. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I was being serious, but the internet took it as though I was being funny. But I was being so serious because I'm like, there's a talent in being able to just get people to care.
Yes.
Without even having the product. Like, you just get people to care. You get what I'm saying? Like, that part I haven't figured out yet. Because I don't know. Yeah.
Once you have the people to care, you get the people to buy, you get the people to dive in. Like, I mean, look at controversy. That's why controversy makes so much money. Because 1,000%. People care. People want to know. Like, like, there's so many different things, like, even with your story. Like, there's so many different things that people would just like to love to dive into.
For sure.
And be like, oh, this is good. Make this go. And it's like, no, it's like, there's more to this story that you have never seen or never heard. Like, right? Like, and we're not there yet in the conversation, but I want to say this. One of the things that I appreciate about the album cover that you got, the pink one.
Yep.
You are tapping into me, to all of the heartstrings of women. Yeah. Because we're looking at pink. You don't normally see a man wearing pink.
For sure.
You know, what's my boy? Classic Man. Oh, what was that man?
Oh, I know you're talking about. He always wears the suits every single time. Yeah, I'm blanking on his name, but yeah.
He had on a pink suit at one point, and it was just like, oh, yeah, that's fire. Like, if you can do that, then you can do anything. So, you know, it's all about you doing it right, like the colors, how you setting it up. Like, and I think it's fascinating, to be honest with you, you know, coming out of, you know, a record deal. And I know I'm kind of like jumping around, but it's
you're good.
Yeah, it's just that I appreciate the level of marketing that you have and what you got going on. And to me, you can honestly do both. You can honestly still be in basketball. Oh, yeah. Still be sports management.
For sure. Yeah.
But also still be an artist because you understand how these two things move, right?
Exactly.
Right? And then you're able to, honestly and truly, if you really wanted to, take your music and put it into the NBA or put it into the sports industry because that's what they want. That's what the people are looking for.
And there's no limit to like where you can take creative and art if it's good, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can take it to wherever you want to go. So no, I 1,000% agree. Yeah.
So once you got through all of that good stuff, you started rapping, all of the things, you got somebody saw you got signed, boom. Here we are. How long were you signed?
So I was signed for like roughly 7 years. I got signed in I got signed in 2017 and then I went indie like in 2020, so like 7-8 years. 2024, I believe. I could be off, but I think 2024 was when I officially went independent. Yeah, it was 2024 because 2025 last year was when I dropped my first independent project. Yeah.
So for upcoming artists, for people that are in situations and people that are just simply watching this. What is something like mentally does that look like? You know, you finally get your win, your bag. Yeah. And now you gotta walk away from it. And to me, I know what it feels like in so many different ways, right? But you as somebody that's seen, like, I'm from Carson. These the people that found me.
Exactly, yeah.
This is the vibe. You know, oh.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I always tell people it's like when I got signed, it felt like getting signed, being from LA and getting signed to the Lakers. That's how it felt. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, literally, like that's the best way I could describe it. But you get to a point to where like it's funny. Like when I left, there would be like a lot of people from the outside in that are close to me that would also like ask me later on, like, you know, do you feel a way that you're missing this? Do you feel a way that you're missing that? And I'm like, nah, because I've experienced those things already. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost like if I could relate it to dating, it's like when you, like, let's say there's a woman that gets with a rich man or whatever. So when she gets with the rich man and she has all the nice things and, you know, flies private and all that, everybody's like, oh my God, her life is incredible. But then when she gets used to that and experiences those things, she realizes that, like, okay, these things were cool and I experienced them, but like what I really want is like love and time and this and this, and I can't have those things, or what I really want is monogamy. And I can't have those things while still getting this. Well, you can have it. You can have the bags and the designer and this and this and this, because I'm not getting the stuff that like is really important to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then there's also things that you don't get that like people think you get, but you don't get. So like, you know, people assume that when you know, in a certain situation, you rich and got money, and then you behind the curtain and you like, niggas ain't really doing that well financially. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when we go out in public, we could dress it up, but it's not really what you think it is. Similar to like the woman that's dating the rich man, people might be like, you know, oh, you got all this money, and it's like, nah, the money in his account. Like, I don't got the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, but like from the perspective, people are like, oh, she's well off, but it's like they might not know that behind closed doors,
they gotta take me grocery shopping.
Exactly. Every time I ask for something, I gotta ask that person for it. I don't have it. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so there's this perception that people have, and then when you break down your ego enough to be okay with admitting that you didn't have these things, well, then you get to a point to where you're like, well, now I'm fine with walking away, because I don't care if people know the truth, because the fear is usually in people knowing what really happened. So you don't want to walk away because you're like, if I walk away, people will know that it was an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So the fear is that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you have to accept that. You have
to accept the fact that, like, people are going to look at me and know that I endured that, and they're going to have an opinion about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
had a moment like that back when I was living in New York, and it was just like, everything looked so beautiful. But then when you sit there and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, well, I'm on EDD, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, and y'all walking around thinking that
Just to say I live in New York. Just to be like, it's a lot of niggas that live in LA that do the same thing.
Oh, God.
They're not from here. They're not from here.
And it's the acceptance part, and to me, like, that's the gold. That's the gold. Once you say I accept who I am and where I'm at, that's when you start to excel. And that's, to me, that's where we as people, we have a hard time at, because we don't want to accept that we don't have really Louis Vuitton money or Mercedes-Benz money, when we really got to ask for, you know, hey, can you really go take me grocery shopping, right? Like, and that shit's humbling. Yeah,
nah, for sure. It's like, it's humbling, like, understanding that, like, people are gonna know, and like I have to be okay with them knowing that this is what it is. But the way I looked at it, because I've always been a bigger picture type of person, the way I looked at it is that sooner or later, people are gonna know. Like, there's no way to hide it forever. And so that was kind of how I looked at it. It's like, the dust is gonna settle at some point, and people are gonna know that this is not your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna know, it's gonna break down, and people are gonna see it. Like, going back to the example of like being like a woman maybe dating a rich man, sooner or later, because y'all not happy together, sooner or later he's gonna find somebody else and he gonna leave you. And then when he leaves you, you gonna publicly be fighting for what's yours, and then the details are gonna come, and then people, so sooner or later they're gonna know anyway. That's so crazy. It's like, I would rather reveal it the way I want to reveal it
before it's
than
exposed.
To let it, you get what I'm saying? Like, so like, as an artist, sooner or later, like, I wasn't broke at the time, but I could see the dust, and I'm like, sooner or later I'm gonna be broke, and then we're gonna hide it. And then sooner or later that label's gonna stop hiding it, and it's gonna show, and then now people are gonna know. Like we always hear the stories where like you thought somebody was successful and then you like they end up telling their story. They like, I've been broke for 7 years, and you like, damn, you had that record out and you was broke. But it's like they knew they was getting fucked over when they had the record out and they wasn't making money. The difference was that they didn't want to let you know that they didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Whereas if they would have just ripped it off at the time while the record was hot, you could have possibly capitalized on the fact that like if you tell your story while the record is hot and you like, I'm still broke living at home. Well, now the people want to support you because they like, yo, that's not right. Like he got this record out, he's making these great. Why is he living that way? And then they start coming straight to you to support you. But your ego won't allow you to tell people that you're in a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? And that was my thing. I was like, I would rather rip the Band-Aid off myself than to allow time to like slowly let the Band-Aid fall off. And now you can see this big ass scar that I've been covering this whole time. Yeah, exactly. Damn. Exactly.
And you know, like. That in itself is in its own a mind.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? Like knowing that you ripping this, that, you know what? I want to tell my own story.
Yep.
And I refuse for you to tell my story. And I'm going to just get out there because I ain't going to hold you at some point. Because going down my memory bank, I remember that you had a lot of buzz, right? Like it was in between that 2012 to 2017 time to where it was like your own. You were growing, you were getting to a point, and then boom, you signed your record deal, your record signed with the record label, and then it's like, oh, I know who that is. And then all of a sudden it's like bleak. Exactly.
Yeah. And then it's like you pop out once and then it goes exciting again and then
But then that's also shattering to your own personal self and not even necessarily ego but confidence.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Because you like, damn, like I did what I thought I was going to do and what I thought I was supposed to be doing, but apparently this is not the steps that I should have been taking to get to this journey.
Exactly. And that's why I always tell people, like, if you're chasing anything that is like a passion of yours or a dream of yours, remember why you're doing it. And when I say that, it always sounds so cliche, like remember why you're doing it. But I'm like, remember why you're doing it and keep that on the forefront. Because if you're painting pictures, if the part that you love about painting pictures is the fact that after you paint it, you can show it to people and people see it and they relate to it and, you know, like whatever that is, then what's going to happen if you can't show it to people anymore? Like you're going to fall out of love with painting pictures because you can't show it to people anymore. You get what I'm saying? So like, remember why you did it. If you got in music just to make money, then remember why you did it. You got into music to make money. So the moment you can't make money doing it no more, you're probably not going to like it anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so understand why you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. That way you can keep that in the forefront. You get what I'm saying? And for me, it's like I started doing music because it was therapeutical to me. I started doing music because it was healing to me. So then I had to ask myself, well, what part is healing? Is it the writing it? And I'm like, that's part of it. But the biggest part of healing is when somebody else that I don't know can hear a song and relate to me because it makes me feel like I'm not alone. Well, if I can't show it to people for them to relate to me, well, now I'm not getting healed. Well, now I'm not, what am I doing it for? You get what I'm saying?
It's so many different avenues for music to be released. And it's like, how do I even know these people are even seeing me? Because now there's so many artists that's out here that's releasing all their stuff on this same Friday.
It's weird and all of this stuff. It's just
and I'm just trying to tell my story, and this is just my legit story. And you got other people making up their own story.
For sure.
And it's like, bro, like you're not really out there shooting nobody and selling no drugs. You really going to private school with your tie tied up tight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I saw. Like that's to me like. That's what I think, and it's so funny because I've been trying to figure out in my own like. I've heard for the last 10 years, oh, you should do block party, you should do block party, you should do block party. And I'm like, I won't do this shit unless it's right.
Yeah.
And then I you know, I've seen so many different things that have come to the forefront where it's like I ran into Battle Cat and Corrupt, you know what I'm saying? They were at the first one. Or I ran into somebody that helped me kind of curate what the next block party was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it was just like, if it's no J. Cole there, then I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And then now it's like I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm letting the Lord guide me at this point. But I see the lack in music that independent artists do not have. They don't have the space anymore. They don't have that ability to say, let me showcase my shit. And and everything, the initial step out for independent artists right now is TikTok, and I think that shit is whack.
Yeah, and it's also like convoluted with so much.
I don't want a 30-second clip. Exactly. I don't want a 30-second clip. Like, I saw you perform for 3 minutes, and that changed my trajectory. Yeah. I saw J. Cole perform back at Made in America so many years ago, and I wasn't even a fan. And as soon as he was done, I was a complete fan.
He was like, I'm a diehard fan.
So that's where we're really missing those lyrically inclined people. And I appreciate you, you know, taking your own life by the reins and saying, you know what, I'm gonna tell my own story, and whatever that shit look like, I'm about to just run with it.
For sure.
Right? Like, so I commend you on that, and to walking away from what you thought was your future. Yeah.
And I always tell people, like, it's one of those things where everybody's story and everybody's road is different. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, if you doing this to be something else, then that may be the way that it makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense for me.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. It just didn't make sense for me. Yeah.
And that's awesome. Like, right? Because then you gained your own foundation, your own ground. You was able to say, I'm standing 10 toes on this decision.
Yeah.
And then you walked away from it. And what did that feel like?
It felt freeing, like literally, like that's the only way I can kind of describe it, as freeing and rewarding. And even like I had to, when I walked away, I had to start from ground zero. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, you know, he walked away and he had this and he had that. It's like, nah, I had to literally start from ground zero with my, you know, my catalog, to, you know, damn near ground zero with my fan base. Because when you're signed because when you're signed to like a conglomerate like that, you realize quickly that a lot of your fans are not your fans. They're part of this brand that was built. You get what I'm saying? So you start realizing who's really supportive of you when you now standing on your own. And even with like other artist relationships, you start realizing, okay, they actually really fuck with me, or they didn't fuck with me. They was only fucking with me because they may have thought doing a feature for me, when their album comes around, they can get a feature from this artist. You get what I'm saying?
Right, and ulterior motives.
Exactly. So you start understanding that. And so you really like start like from ground zero, you know, for the most part. I'm not saying like ground zero literally is like an artist flat starting out, but like a lot.
Ground zero to where you are at that point.
Exactly. But the beauty in that is that I get to build my new outlook of who Reason is on my own. It's funny, I had a fan that like literally just reached out like maybe like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, you know, like this project like sonically is really good and lyrically is good, but like it's not the sound that like I love you for. Like, I'm not really fucking with it in that way. Like, I hope you can get back to, you know, this Reason. And I told him, I said, I appreciate you, but that music is still out there. You can go listen to it. Like, if that's the reason you want, you get what I'm saying? Like,
he's still there. Go get it.
Still there. Like, you can go listen to it every day if you wanted to listen to it. But like, I now get to I get to choose what my fans look like. I get to choose what my brand looks like. I get to choose how we want to deliver it, what my aesthetic is, and I get to market it the way I want to market it. And, you know, the only thing that I wanted to keep similar is I didn't want to go indie and people feel like the quality took a dip. And so that's the one thing I'm proud of, is like my videos are still quality, my music is still quality, the mixing is still quality. And a lot of that is because even while I was signed, I was doing those things on my own anyway. So it wasn't like I had to figure out how to. It wasn't like somebody was
an added piece of your puzzle.
Exactly. It wasn't like somebody was in there writing the songs for me. It wasn't like my engineer was my engineer. It wasn't like it was, you know, the label's engineer. Like, my video ideas were my video ideas.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I was already operating in an independent space anyway.
Yeah.
All I really needed was a partner that could come in and foot the bill to be able to like get it done, and then now we can break bread afterwards. You know what I mean? So that part didn't really scare me because I knew I could just be more intentional. Like, even this project for women, I've always wanted women to be a large part of my fan base and my support. Like, when I first got signed, I talked about like wanting to be in the lane of like more like Fabulous or Wale, and how they used to, you know, because I have these life experiences. This is not like, this is authentic to who I am, you know what I mean, and the things that I've seen or gone through, but I just never really got to tell that story, you know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of people are taken to this project the way that they are, is because it feels super authentic to who I am. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Was it a shot to the ego, or did it like deter you, or did it make you feel some type of way when that person reached out to you and said that?
No, I think at a certain point, I think at a certain part of my career, stuff like that would bother me, and it was because I wasn't confident in where I was at. But like now that I'm in such a happy space with the creative, and I'm so confident in like the stuff that I'm creating, they're not like really bruising my ego. Like I realized that like the stuff that used to bruise my ego, I realized that it wasn't the person saying it that like what they said that was bothering me. It was the fact that I felt like it was true. You get what I'm saying? So like if somebody told me that something was mid or they didn't like it, it wasn't the fact that they said it. It was the fact that
you felt the same way.
I kind of felt the same way, or I felt like, damn, like this isn't my best that I could be doing. But like with the music I've been making since I've gone indie, I know that I'm making my best shit to a point to where it's like, if you don't like it, that just means my music isn't for you, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people that'll tell you Michael Jackson doesn't make good music, so how am I above?
No, facts.
How am I above critique? Because music is subjective. You get what I'm saying? Like there's artists that are fucking incredible to other people that I genuinely do not like their music. So how am I above critiquing that way? You get what I'm saying? But if I know that I'm making the best product I can make, and I'm so confident in like the art, the way it's presented, to the art cover, to the intentionality behind it, to the videos, I know how good it is. If you tell me you don't like it, it just literally means that you
are not my demographic.
You're not the people that I'm trying to reach. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but
that's okay. Like,
yes,
that's okay.
And that's such an upgrade for you too. And it's like, well, you knew who I was back then. That's just like Kanye West, College Dropout.
Yeah.
That's just like Kanye West.
Like you can't ask him to be the same.
No, I want
Kanye
Kanye West to be that so bad.
Yeah, and it's like if you want that, you just got to get in the car and play them Like that's all you could do. You get what I'm saying? You can't expect him to spin the block. Why do you think that when people make sequels of classics, we never love the sequel as much?
Man,
because it's like they're listening to people tell them
what's make it looks better.
And the only way you can recreate that moment is if you're inspired and you feel the way that you like. If you feel the way that you felt when you made that, then cool, make a sequel of it. You get what I'm saying? But the moment that you're doing it as like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, Bad Boys is one of my favorite movies.
Mine too. I already know where you're going.
So Bad Boys 1, fire. Bad Boys 2, fire. The moment that you could tell they did it because everybody's asking for it, we got to do it. Mm-hmm. It was ass.
Uh-huh.
And then when Martin and Will got back on a good page and they started fucking with each other again, they just made like the last one and it was good again. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It wasn't as good as 2 and whatnot, but you could tell that they were more in it. Mm-hmm. You can tell they were more in it versus like it just being a money grab and it being like, okay, people are begging for this, we got to give it to them. You get what I'm saying? But you're not in that headspace to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's why they did give us a number 4.
I
was pissed. I was like, why do y'all keep messing up my movie?
Don't do it if you're not if you're not fucking with it, then you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. And that's why they spun the block and did another one because they knew how bad the other one. They knew. And it's like, people aren't oblivious. Like, they know the level that they took it to with the first 2. So when they did that one, it's like you could tell that they both knew that wasn't our best work. And that's why they spun the block and gave us another one and, you know, brought back classic moments and classic feels because you could tell that they were re-inspired. And even when I watch people's interviews and stuff when I'm like in like inspired by something or involved in it or a fan of it, I even look at the way people talk about how they sell it. You get what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite people, like favorite humans is Kevin Hart. And I love Kevin Hart because I know anything that Kevin Hart puts his brand on, it's going to be of a certain quality down to like he sells sweatpants. I bought a pair of his sweatpants.
The Fabletics ones?
And they're fire. Like anything that nigga put his name on, I'm being dead ass. Like I'm telling people, and I know people give Kev a lot of slack for like, oh, he's not, you know, funny or
he's
this
not,
and that.
yeah.
But one thing that you're never gonna get out of Kev, whether you like it or not, is a half-ass thing. He's gonna he don't even put his name on it if it's not being done to a certain level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one thing I admire about Kev. Whether I like his stand-up or not, the presentation gonna be there. Everything's gonna be there.
Acumen, it's the way he's moving, like from down to the. I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was a Sam's Club commercial for Christmas.
Yep.
And down to what he got on Netflix right now.
Yep.
Down to, you know, from his beginning stand-up comedy.
Yep.
Whatever that movie was where he did it with Arsenio Hall.
Yep. I'm blanking on the name of it. Yes, exactly. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
so it's like you can't run from greatness.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
may not, because
It may not be
that.
for you. You get what I'm saying? Which is okay because it's art. It's not going to all be for you, but it's never going to look like he threw some shit together.
Correct.
And when people start looking like they threw shit together, that's when like you can literally tell like, oh, I can point, I'm like, oh, they're not inspired no more. I can see it. You know what I mean? Like there's so many artists right now that are just doing music. Like I call it prison music because they're just trapped in. I'm being dead ass. Like you're trapped in your career because you know that you can't go work at Hertz or you can't go get a regular job because of who you are. So you feel like you got to do this. And so you making prison music. You're a prisoner of your own persona, and you know that you can't go, or you feel like you can't go work a regular job because of your ego. So you don't want people to walk up and be about to get a house sold and be like, hey, ain't you the nigga that? Okay, well, sell me my house. You don't want people to do that.
Yeah.
So you're a prisoner of it now, and you have to stay in it versus...
No, and that's not even what you want to do.
Exactly, and being inspired to actually do it, and you can always see it in the art, like it bleeds through. You can't fake that part of it.
You can't hide it.
Because you can't fake inspiration, like, and people can tell if you're not really fucking with it at the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oh, you have good discernment too.
Yeah.
I could tell you have really good discernment. Like that's. You essentially broke it down for the people because it's a real thing. Like, man, you gotta really love what you're doing. You gotta really love how much you diving into it. Like, even being an independent artist, like that's why I asked you at the beginning. Like, I know that your or not even asked you. That's why I said I know that your business acumen is helping you be an independent artist right now because I, as a business person, there is a level of strategy that you have to get to and to hold yourself up on top of being consistent, on top of believing in yourself, on top of trying to figure out where the next dollar is going to come from to get me to this next state so that I can perform to get to the bag.
Exactly.
Right? It's a different level of acceptance. It's a different level of fan base. It's a different level of stick-to-itiveness.
For sure. And you have to really like believe in what you're doing because it's going to come with a lot of losses. It's going to come with a lot of L's. It's going to come with a lot of sacrifice. But if you believe in what you're doing and you know what the end goal looks like and what it will be, then you don't have a problem sacrificing those things or putting into it because you know, okay, like this is what I need. This is what I need. And that's why even going back to like what you said earlier about us even having this conversation, it's like I always go look at what people are doing and that tells me how serious they are. Like even down to like, there's up-and-coming artists that'd be like, oh, how much for a feature? And I'm like, of course, like you have to pay for a feature, but I always tell people before I give you a price, send me the music first. Because
you just never know.
You might be so fired that I just do the shit. Like or you might be so fired that if I tell you, yo, it's 4K, you might be like, I only got 1,500. I might do it for 1,500 because I fuck with you. So the first thing I do is I go look at your page. Are you taking it serious? If you're not even taking it serious, I don't even respond back.
Right.
Because you don't even believe in yourself. You get what I'm saying? But if I go to your page and your shit is structured and you could tell you being consistent and I could see the passion in your presentation, in your page, well then I'm like, okay, well send me a song. And if you send me a song and it don't sound mixed, well then I'm probably not going, you know what I mean? Or like, I'll be like, oh, well send me a mixed version. If you send me something and I don't like it, I'm going to be like, well, I'm not doing it. You get what I'm saying? If you send me something and I can tell you half-assed it, but it's presentable enough, it's still business. So I'm like, oh, well, it's 4K. Like, and, I'll do the business. Yeah. But I don't want nothing from my brand that's out there that I'm going to regret. So I'm never going to do the feature if I don't believe in how it is you're running
your business.
You get what I'm saying? Because that tells me, how you run your business tells me how passionate you are about it. Because when you don't run your business the right way, it tells me you really don't give a fuck about it. You just here to do it.
That's a fact.
And I don't want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a part of it.
Right. And people just be doing anything.
Because it's so accessible. Like,
jailhouse rappers out here just taking
all you got to do is buy a laptop. Like, you can get a $400 setup and have a studio and put out a song.
You don't need a laptop no more.
Yeah, you can
use
do it
your
off the
cell
phone. You can do it off the phone. So it's like now you got to cipher through what's good and what's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like I can see the passion. I could see when I was going through my depression and whatnot, I can hear the difference in my music. So it's so funny, like when people talk to me about stuff that I released when I wasn't in it and they tell me how much they love it, I'm like, that's the biggest compliment because I wasn't in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can hear it and hear that I wasn't in it. So the fact that you like it lets me know that, like,
It was authentic.
It was authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you might even be relating to the part of it that I don't like, which is that I wasn't in it, but it might be speaking to you because you might be going through something where
you're not in it.
Exactly. And so that's why it's like, it's connecting to you. You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So you are onto something.
Yeah, I feel like I figured it out, like being re-inspired and going independent. Like I feel like I figured it out now. It's just a lot of work because being independent is just a lot of work because there's so many things that you got to do because you running your own race now. Whereas when you part of something bigger, all you got to focus on is this. You know what I mean? So it's like now I feel like I figured it out. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I just be tired all the time. Be tired all the time. Like,
nah, man, I understand that because shit, I be doing my shit on my own, and it's not for the weak.
It's not.
And that's why I like again, I used to manage artists back in the day.
Yeah.
And I knew what the hustle was. It was like it is no longer the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is no longer the same, and I'm thankful and I'm happy because one of the things that I was thinking about here is like, damn, like you kind of got inspired in your own career from something that I did, and now here you are full circle sitting here at the couch talking about your career and talking about how you're an independent artist. And I think of like Chance the Rapper. When I think of independent artist, I think of Chance the Rapper. I think of, I don't know if Childish Gambino, Donald Glover is still rapping or not, or if he was independent, but him and my boy La Russell or you know Jason Cash or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really into it, and I really believe that this is the time for y'all, right? Like let's just stay out of the limelight of propaganda and what, you know. Let's not speak on the president. Let's not speak on politics. Let's just speak to the people because the people need to hear. We just need to know that we are in it together. Exactly. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you for, you know, taking it by the reins on your own and walking in this journey and allowing us to see it, because like you said, sometimes you're not in it, but you never know by you not being in it, are you creating your best music? For sure. And that's the thing, is like when you're not in it, the art sacrifices every single time. You get what I'm saying? Like, Facts.
And once again, going back to the good product versus the bad product, if you don't know how to sell a bad product and then the art sacrifices, then the sales are going to sacrifice, because you know, now if you know how to sell a bad product, you ain't really got to be inspired, because you could
do whatever.
You sell water to a well. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I'm always so fascinated with people that can do that, like that, because I'm just like, damn, like they really know how to make people give a fuck about bullshit. Like it's impressive, like to, you know what I mean? Like it's annoying, but it's impressive too.
Yeah.
Like, it's impressive to like wake up and see Blueface on my timeline every day.
Hey, listen.
Like, but it's like there's a talent to that where it's like
it's something he's doing something.
How is he getting people to care about the same song and dance every single day? It's just bullshit, but he keeps getting people
because that's a lifestyle. People subscribe to that lifestyle,
and they just want to be entertained. Like some people's life, like it's so like mundane that they just want to get through the mundane part and then be entertained. They don't want anything that's deeper. And he's figured out a way to tap into that and really like be the Michael Jordan of that. And there's a talent in that. Like I look at everything from perspective. Like I don't like, somebody might hear that clip and think I'm shitting on Blueface when I'm really going
like that thing. Shit is
the Sweetie thing. It's like you think I'm shitting when I'm really like, nah, there's something there that this nigga's figured out that a lot of people haven't.
It is just like Krishan though. I mean, we don't even have to use Blueface. We can use Krishan. Like, she went through that relationship. Everybody on the internet dragging her. Why would you do that? And she up there throwing up her Hennessy, whoa, right? Yeah. And it took one instance in Compton. Mm-hmm. And now you a whole boxer. You get what I'm saying? You have changed the trajectory of your life. You walked away from what no longer served you.
Yep. And now you're doing something else, and you're still finding a way to entertain people at the same time and keep people's attention. You get what I'm saying?
Find joy in that.
And find joy in it and find a passion in it. So that's why, like, that's my biggest thing I tell people is like, if you're not really in it, and what you selling is like your actual product, then you should find either a way to be in it or find something that you actually are inspired by, you get what I'm saying, and do that, because people are gonna be able to tell that you're not inspired. And it happens all the time. It happens with our favorite movies, we all have our favorite shows that went 3 seasons too long.
Yeah.
Cut it at season 4. When I could tell that the writers and everybody
was gone.
When I could tell that the room changed, like, I'd rather you cut it. I'd rather you give me 5 seasons instead of 8 if it means I'm gonna get the best 5 seasons.
Right.
Instead of, you know what I mean, these last 3, I'd be like, oh, I'm cool. Like,
right.
I could tell. Like, I could tell that the heart and the energy ain't in the room no more. I could tell. You know what I mean? And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. I thank you. Thank you for coming. And I feel like this was the conversation I needed. I don't know why I feel like that, but because to me, you are championing for independent artists in a space that is very much so wide open. And you are taking the reins and running with it. And I love the way that your mind is set up. I love the way that you're thinking. I love how forward thinking you are. I love how you are really leaning into your consumer. I love how that you're really leaning into who you are as a person now. Like that, it matters, because you, again, some of your worst music to you is some of the most inspiring music to others. You just never know.
For sure.
You know, who's watching you, who's looking at your bad days, like I'm sure there's more people out in the world right now that is more inspired by you for walking away from what you had and see you walking in this journey that you got now, right? Like, when people say pulling something up by the bootstraps, you really did that shit, like, right? Like, again, we really 72 hours in right here, 72 hours in.
Sure.
And I feel it, and I know when I see greatness in front of me, right? I get it. It's going to be a journey, but you are in a great position because you understand what you're supposed to do, and it's all strategy. You got all of the people in the right places. People already know who you are. All you got to say is, hey, I'm Reason, and you are through the door. You got because I don't want people in their inboxes and shit, right? But you got your Live Nation crew that's in your pocket. Now you got a plug, because you can get some tickets slid to you, and now you in the places and spaces that you need to be in as an independent artist, not waiting on big old tree right here to get you into this room when you already got the plug that could get you the tickets.
For sure.
Right? It's a different level of experience in this journey, and you know, those tough days, those hard days, the days where it's like you looking at all your shit and you be like, so what? Just know that so what means nothing, because you are still pushing. Like, you are, I see light.
Thank you.
I see light. And just like that girl was in the back that day when we was there, I mean, that girl, she was like, bop, bop, you know, and doing all her thing. Like, just know that that's what it feels like. That's what I feel like listening to you. That's what I felt like when I was watching you. Again, I became a fan that day.
Thank you. Yeah.
And to know the fact that we have been in each other's orbit for so long and not even cross paths until that day is wild to me. But just know that you are on the right track. You are doing exactly what you need to do, and I wish nothing but success for you. God has his hand on you for real.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
God has his hand on you for real. So you have this show coming up?
Yes. Sorry. I be getting caught up in that.
But it's a real thing, because it's like I can pour into all the women. In real life, I pour into women all the time. I pour into men outside of the cameras, but I want to be able to say I'm pouring into you because I believe you deserve it. You need it, you know. Shit, I didn't even know Silas was your manager and all of the things, you know what I'm saying? Until I had to find out from somebody else. But you got the right people. You doing all the right things. And even though if your journey may look a little cloudy or a little murky, just know you swimming. Just keep swimming.
I appreciate that.
Just keep swimming and don't sink.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Do not sink.
Yeah, sometimes we get caught up in these conversations. It's funny, Silas gets on me about that. He'd be like, market the stuff, though. Like no,
that's why, I mean, I get it. I bring it back, but no, it's
I appreciate it.
To me, it's this is definitely about your album release. Not your album release. It is about the release of the album. It's definitely about the show. It's definitely about all of that. But
but
here,
it's a conversation that people like
need.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not what
and
they
that we
want.
Need.
They need.
Yeah, you know what I
yes.
mean? Like, for sure.
It's what they need.
Yeah.
And there's so many artists right now, and I'm so thankful and grateful that I'm able to even create and have this platform for just any type of person to come on here, especially Black people, to talk about their journey. I'm very proud of what you're doing, and there's somebody that's watching this that's gonna be like, just like me and you, it's gonna be like, hey, I'm at that show at the Roxy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm coming out to Atlanta when you pull up it, or New York or whatever.
Yeah.
So tell people about it, but I'm proud of you.
No, thank you. Yeah, well, we at the show at the Roxy May 28th, so if you're free, please get tickets. It's my first headlining independent show.
And we ain't calling nobody out to do the headlining.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm excited about it. I'm even excited, like we talked about, like me building my own brand and what I want it to look like. I'm excited for this show because I get to build. This is going to be my first time being able to build a show for what I want it to look like. I'm going to be able to paint it the way I want to paint it, and you know, all of the sonics behind it and how it looks in the presentation. It gets to be what I want it to be. You get what I'm saying? And I'm excited about that. So yeah, if you're free, please come out to the Roxy May 28th. It's gonna be super dope.
But don't you leave this week to go somewhere?
I do. So so I gotta go to New York for a show. We have the show May 14th at the Racket in New York, and I'm going out there to do like PR. I got to do interviews and stuff like that. I used to always do my interviews either before or like the week of the project, but this project was so conversational that I wanted to let the music sit for a little bit, so I chose to like wait like 2 weeks and then go do some of I just feel like it makes for a better conversation when the music is out. You get what I'm saying? Versus you walk into an interview and the music ain't even out yet. Yeah, you sent it ahead of time, but maybe they just skim through it because they got to do their. You get what I'm saying? Like it's better for it to be out and kind of already creating conversation. So yeah.
Just remember this. We talk about it offline, but remember, I am the reason.
Okay. I am the reason. Got you.
That's a great marketing tagline.
Yeah. No, I like that. Especially if you can brand it all the way together. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. That's how it come, like, right? Like, for sure. I don't know. I can't say how much I love this and how much I'm very proud to have you here.
Thank you.
Because this is a testament to a lot of things for me, but also it's really, really, really providing that space for artists to say, hey, it's not just about the music. It's really about what goes into the shit so that I can get it to you.
Exactly.
I wish you nothing but success. If there's one thing that you could say to your younger self, what would it be?
Man, I think what I would say to my younger self is, like, be more confident in what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because I feel like when starting off in so many things, we operate in fear. Like, we know what we want to do, but we're so fearful of things that don't even exist. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're fearful of people not liking it or people saying this about you when you leave a room or whatever the case may be. When it's like the things that you're trying to reach, you can't reach it until you put a shot up. Like, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You know what I mean? And I feel like earlier on in my career, I operated with so much fear and so much second guessing instead of just being sure of what I was doing and who I was doing it for. And if you don't like it, then that just means that it's not for you, and that's okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so if I could talk to my younger self, I would just say, like, operate in the positive and the love and not in the fear of like what's probably going to happen, because a lot of times we talk ourselves out of doing stuff that we could have did. You get what I'm saying? Like, if we just got out of our own way, you know what I mean? So yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm quick to talk myself out of something, but then
like,
it's just
that's a human thing. You know what I mean? Like, we do it in so many different aspects of our life. Even like as a man in dating, like a man will talk. I just saw a video about this the other day and I was laughing. It was like a man will talk himself out of going to talk to a woman that might have liked him because he'll come up with 7 different scenarios where she turns him down.
It's the craziest
thing. And it's like, like she'll be like, oh, she don't look like she want to talk to nobody. This and this. And it's like you go talk to her and it's like she just might have just lost her credit card, so her face look a certain way because she just kind of irritated at the. But it's like you never know until you.
Right.
And then the worst thing that can happen is you go talk to her, she's not interested, and you right back in the same position that you was in before. So like, what did you lose? What did you lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and that's how it is with dreams or things you're trying to chase or build. It's like what's the worst that could happen? You get what I'm saying? Like the worst that could happen is you be right back in the same spot that you was in before.
Yeah, and it's okay because you're not that, because it's not really the same spot because you already tried.
Exactly. I was just about to say that, and you already like you learned lessons. So when you spin the block and do it again, you know, okay, well, we kind of slipped up here. We did this. We could do it more refined. You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah.
It's about how many times do you go through that process before you learn that lesson.
Exactly. If you're doing the same shit and keep messing up the same way,
you crazy.
That's on you.
You crazy as hell. You are insane.
Yeah.
After a while, you be like, oh, I learned that lesson and I ain't doing that shit again.
Exactly.
Man. Okay, so now what makes you a cool ass black man though?
I think what makes me a cool ass black man is like betting on myself, bravery. Like people don't know how. Well, people know because it's more people that's scared to do it than there are people that actually do it. But putting yourself out there, like anytime you go to like sell something, or especially when it's something that's vulnerable, is like your art or your product, you're putting yourself out there to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Even you, like when you said that was your first hosting, you know what I mean? Like you put yourself out there. You get what I'm saying? And there's a bravery in that. And that's what I like. One of my favorite compliments is like when people tell me that I inspired them to try something that they wanted to try that they may have not ever did it. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just like, yeah, like just go for it. Just do the shit. You know.
That's how I felt when you told me about coming to Block Party. I literally had, that's exactly how I just felt. Like, damn, like I really
like that show inspired me to be like, okay, like I can put together a show and a set. And I went and I started practicing, you get what I'm saying, and understanding breath control and understanding putting together a set and how to fit it into this time and marking out time for your talking to the crowd so that they can know personally who you are and not just get up there and just do one song after another without people knowing who the fuck, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. So it's like that inspired me to do that. But if you would have never did Block Party, because let's say you talked yourself out of it, you like, ain't nobody gonna come, the artist's not gonna do this not gonna happen, then I would have never got that experience. You get what I'm saying? Like, and so that's a big thing. It's a real thing.
It's crazy because people would never. I tell it all the time, story all the time, and people don't know I use my financial aid money for that show. So
that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's fire. That's fire.
The first one, because I was going to Dominguez, so I used my financial aid money for the first one, and then the second one came around. It was a little bit of financial aid money, a little bit of money from here, a little bit of money from there.
That's dope.
And it was just like boom, and it took so much to do it, and I really want to do it again, and I feel like it's time. It's
yeah. I mean, like you said, we don't really have those spaces right now. You know what I mean? So it's something that's definitely missing. Like it's hard as an up and coming artist to constantly get in front of people and find your own community. You know what I mean? And there's a few small spaces. Like there's a guy named Jeremy Heck. He does something called Something Dope, and they bring out a crowd, like a consistent crowd that they're there just to like discover. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
Which is rare. Like we used to have a lot of those spaces, but I say this to say like something like Block Party LA is definitely needed. You know what I mean? It's needed for sure.
I keep hearing it. I keep hearing people. It's 10 years removed. People still asking for it.
Yeah, like it's definitely needed. You know what I mean? And however you do it, like even if you start back again, maybe
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. No. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Because I picked up what you're putting down. But anyway.
For sure. Yeah.
But I want to thank you so much for being here today. It was a great conversation.
Yes.
I'm glad we were able to sit down, even talk about this, like even kind of like dive into the business side of things and really marketing side and what it feels like to be an independent artist and just all of the things. And I think that somebody is going to be inspired, motivated, and just ready to just do their thing. So you just help somebody. So thank you for helping that person.
No, of course, thank you for having me.
And me. I am happy to be back to this podcast thing. It does require consistency.
For sure.
It is not easy, and trying to create the flow of it is very, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it's a bit challenging. And I think I'm doing the shit.
And I could tell that you care about your platform, which is, like I told you, like the most important thing, because after that it's just figuring out how to get it to the people. That's it.
I care about the people's needs. I'm very, very big on the younger generation. I'm very big on helping the older generation. I'm very big on being present in our generation. Like it is definitely necessary, because I mean, you turn on the TV and you see all kind of shit. You think you really about to roll back Dr. Martin Luther King and what he said and all that? No, you are not about to do that, right? Yeah. You are not about to try to tell me that black women are not the most disrespected people in America. You are not going to do that, because I know that Malcolm X said that. Exactly. Like, you are not going to take away what our history is. Yeah. So if I got to bring that shit to the forefront, guess what? We're going to get history. Mm-hmm. I'm going to create the history for the people that don't even realize that we need history.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
So I'm appreciative, and thank you for acknowledging that. Like, it's very big. Like, I took some time off, and one of the things that I did as this independent artist, right, I figured out what the people needed. Yeah. And they need, period. Mm-hmm. They just need information. Yeah. They need guidance. They need wisdom. They need all of the things. So I knew that the need was the thing, and that's why I created this space, so I could answer the needed questions. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. as I wrap this up and as I let you go home, I'm still doing my Dear Ashley segment. You know, that's a big thing for me. And for you, so you know, it's me talking to my younger self. But not only is it me talking to my younger self, but it's talking to that younger person or that person that's out there that's questioning themselves in their journey.
Gotcha.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah, like it's these are all things that I had to endure. Yeah. So, with that being said, Dear Ashley, you did it. You had the opportunity to create something. You created it. You hired the team. And when God said stop, you listened. And being the fact that you are listening to him is golden. So if you can continue to keep listening, you will see that your journey is going to pan out to be what it's supposed to be, regardless of how you see it best fit for yourself or not. So I'm very proud of you, and keep pushing. And with that being said, you just did Cool Ass Black Woman. You just did Cool Ass Black Woman, Cool Ass Black Man.
Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you for being here. Tell people how they can find you.
Find me everywhere, Reason Official. That's on all social medias. And tap in with me. I'm one of those people that I actually answer back. So, yeah.
Yes, I love that. And for Cool Ass Black Woman, you'll find us at Instagram, Cool Ass Black Woman, website, Cool Ass Black Woman, and YouTube, where you'll find this video. Mm-hmm. Cool Ass Black Woman. Well, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you.
Of course.
And I'll see y'all soon.